What's up, heroes? My name is Sylarclone, and welcome back to Crystalline. After having arrived in Bazada and had a chance to look around, let's continue with our adventure towards Embermyst. I still really hate that Pongo after last time. I want to know what they did to him. As I grab a few items off my bed, I look over at Zach, who is fiddling with his gun. That guy sure loves his discharge, gives his discharger a lot of attention. Morning. He glances up and nods.
I'm heading down. Meet me there when you're ready.
Sounds good. Get the coffee ready. Sure. Zach shoulders his pack and leaves. This is probably the quietest morning I've had so far. It's a little strange. I pack up the last of my things and follow Zach downstairs, where I find him waiting alone. Where are Leanna and Amelia? He shrugs.
Still getting ready, I guess.
Apparently so. Okay. That's unusual. Leanna is generally the first one up. This is true. I was just thinking that. We wait a couple more minutes before the girls finally show up, carrying the Pongo with them. What did they do to him? Amelia smiles widely at the Pongo, who grins back. Those two seem to be in a good mood. Leanna, on the other hand, looks exhausted. Good morning. What were they doing last night? Gang's all here. Let's go. Ohio gozaimasu. Good morning. Leanna smiles.
Morning.
Morning, guys. The Pongo wobbles in Amelia's arms as she nods her greeting.
We should move on so we don't lose any daylight.
You make a good point. Let's go. Zach looks over at Amelia, who rummages through her bag. Eventually, she pulls out a map. I glance at the carefully detailed mountains and rivers. Suddenly, I'm missing my GPS. Wait, did she draw this, or is this something she bought?
We will proceed eastward through the forest adjacent to Bazada.
Okay.
From there, we will travel northbound towards the Sonoa Mountains.
Okay. Her finger scrolls across the different locations.
Assuming there are no divergences in the course, we should arrive in Embermyst by midday. Any inquiries?
That's really quick. Amelia folds the map and glances at the rest of us. We all look at each other.
Then let us begin our journey.
All right. Let's not waste any more time. She leads the way out of the inn and through the streets of Bazada. Even this early in the morning, the marketplace is still bustling with people, and I like the audio cue on it. You can hear the people in the background. If you listen quietly, I'm going to shut up and let you listen. Carefully traversing the streets and alleys, the crowd begins to thin as we reach the city borders. Amelia consults her map, then continues out of the city. Without the high cover of the stalls, I blink at the clear blue sky. In the distance, I can see the dark, leafy cover of trees. That must be where we're going. Once we reach the forest, I'm surprised by how much shade the leaves provide. Well, that's a nice view. It's probably a little cooler, too. The branches are strong and the leaves are thick, exposing pockets of sunshine. Amelia keeps the map on hand as there are no trails. Aside from a few other stragglers exploring the woods, I can hear the scurry of woodland animals. With so much cover and so few people, this would be the perfect opportunity for a bandit ambush. Don't call it, dude. I look towards Zach and Leanna, who both seem unconcerned. Maybe they're safe woods? I suppose it makes sense for bandits to hide out in a forest which is mostly devoid of people, or I suppose it wouldn't make sense. We aren't carrying any cargo either, so there's even less of a reason to attack us. The deeper we travel into the woods, the thicker the canopy of leaves become, nearly blocking out all the sunlight. All the other people have long gone, and even the rustle of bushes have become quiet, eerie. My thoughts exactly, dude. The Pongo nestles even deeper into Amelia's arms. Leanna shivers and wraps her arms around herself in a hug. Check on her, or ignore it. Check on her. Duh. You okay? She seems startled and drops her arms, trying to act normal.
I'm fine.
Fine, I'm sorry for checking. Jeez. If you say so. I know exactly what I'm fine means in Earth English. Ooh, I don't want to poke that bear too much. If you say so. All right, just checking. She smiles. The forest continues to block out even more light. Soon, it becomes so dark, we can barely see what's in front of us. I like that effect of it getting darker and darker and darker. I haven't even clicked to the next text and it got dark on me. I like that.
Are you sure we're going the right way?
Yeah. Amelia pulls out a torch out of her bag in response. She touches her fingers to the tip of the torch and her bracelet glows. Then the torch erupts into flames.
Indeed, there is no need for alarm. The darkness merely indicates we're about to enter the Forest of Sorrows.
That doesn't sound very good. Why are we going into the Forest of Sorrows? What does that even mean?
Forest of Sorrows?
I don't like your reaction either. I'm surprised by Leanna's outburst. Her face is deathly pale.
Do we have to go through here? There must be an alternate route.
Yeah, what she says. Amelia shakes her head. Okay.
Embermyst can only be accessed through these woods.
Thanks. Leanna groans. I share the same response.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
Me too. What's up with the Forest of Sorrows? I mean, it sounds spooky enough, but is it really that bad?
It is rumored that those who venture into the Forest of Sorrows never come out.
Why? They never come out? She nods.
The reason people are unable to escape is because they hear the voices of the loved ones they have lost. They fruitlessly search for their loved ones, losing their way, chasing the wailing of the spectrals.
Oh, okay. Eerie, creepy, strange. Why do we have to go through here again?
No! Amelia, stop! We can travel through this stupid place if we have to, but no more of this story stuff that isn't true and can't be true, so it's not true.
That's a very uncharacteristic response. Although Leanna tries to put on a brave front, her voice grows shriller the longer she talks. Right. Amelia nods.
Then let us continue.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting if it's got Leanna spooked. I turn to Zach. Do you think all that stuff about the Forest of Sorrows is possible?
It doesn't matter if I think it's possible, because it's the truth.
Wait, what?
Zach! Stop!
You're scaring the poor lady. As Leanna turns away, Zach cracks a fleeting smile before resuming his stony stare. You asshole. The trees have now lost their cozy feel completely and look thick, old, and withered. The eerie silence is deafening, and each crunch of leaves beneath our feet reminds me of the inevitability of death and decay. I keep seeing flashes of beady eyes peering amid the branches. The squawk of crows pierces the silence, making me jump. Eep! Instinctively, I pick up the pace, as does everyone else. Leanna grows increasingly agitated.
Are you sure we're going the right way? I swear that I've seen that.
It all looks the same. It's dead. A cold gust of wind extinguishes the torch. Uh-oh. Things are gonna get real here. Did I touch her butt? Nope. She jumps onto me. Leanna latches onto my arm and pulls it close to her chest. Her eyes are squeezed shut, and she buries her face against me. I knew she'd come. Nah, that's adorable. And then she realizes it. The light returns as Amelia relights the torch. Leanna peeps an eye open and glances down at my arm. And where it rests on her chest. Nice. Her cheeks burn as hot as the torch, and she quickly drops my arm.
Sorry,
Don't apologize. You don't need to be worried. It's okay. That's why Sylar's here. She trails off as her blush deepens. I bet her nerves from the forest and the awkwardness of grabbing me is making her flustered. Yeah. And that she's acknowledging the feeling she's having. She might be more comfortable holding on to me, but that's an equally awkward suggestion, one we're gonna make if we can. Ask if she wants to grab my arm. Pull her in close? Whatever. Let her go. Let's just move on. Oh. I thought that just grabbing the arm thing was gonna be good, but pull her in close? We'll pull her in close. Let her know she's in a safe spot. That seems like the right thing to do. I close the distance between us and link arms with her again. Although surprised, she doesn't stop me. Instead, she blushes again. Amelia watches us and cocks her head to the side. Don't you ruin this, brat. I will end you.
Are you afraid?
Huh?
You're mimicking Leanna's instinctive reach for your arm. Does that mean you too are feeling afraid?
No. Just means I want to console her, and I'm acting the brave one, as that stable rock. I'm not scared. I don't need nobody. Nope, it's just Leanna. It's okay, and normal to feel uneasy at times. Well, that's very defensive. That's not true. It's okay and normal to feel uneasy at times. There's nothing wrong with that, especially in a place like this. Amelia nods.
Your rationale is valid.
Of course it is. That's right, you smile back up at me. Leanna squeezes my arm a little tighter and smiles. As I'm doing here from trying to hold it back.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I nod with a warm smile. Anytime. Zach waits impatiently a few paces ahead of us. Don't you ruin this.
Can we move on?
Maybe.
Affirmative.
Yeah, we should. We all hurry to catch up with Zach and continue through the forest. No wonder people get lost. This place feels like it's endless. Leanna tightens her grip on my arm whenever there's a noise. A crow flies by and she hides her face in my shoulder. That's adorable. I can feel the warmth rush to my cheeks, and I'm grateful for the darkness. This is so out of character for Leanna. I never would have guessed she gets spooked by ghosts. Gradually, the darkness fades away as the trees are illuminated by an ethereal glow. Is it going to fade back up, or is it just fading out? I'm not sure. As the blue and green light chases away the shadows, my mood begins to lift. Oh, that is gorgeous. The trees still look ancient, but full of wisdom and secrets instead of bad omens. It would explain why it's kind of hidden beyond the place of no one wants to travel to, or through. The Pongo squirms wildly in Amelia's arms. He wiggles free and hops around in glee. There must be a lot of magic around here then. As he hops, he opens his mouth wide but loses his balance and blinks as he falls on his head. What? Did you guys see that? Something attacked me. I don't know what happened. After a few more confused seconds, he shakes himself and tries again. There must be a lot of magic in here.
We have made it through the Forest of Sorrows.
Thank goodness. Leanna sighs in relief, clearly unamused.
Finally.
Yeah, I share the same feeling. She blushes as she lets go of me, but why'd you have to stop that?
So Embermyst is close.
Yes, that's what you said, right?
The natural concentration of crystal energy would indicate we are on the correct path.
But how close are we, child? Ah, the crystals must be what the blue and green glow is from.
What do you mean, on the correct path? Haven't you traveled here before?
Amelia shakes her head. Great.
No, this is my first journey.
That's the thing to say.
You mean you had us travel through the Forest of Sorrows without knowing for sure that it would lead us to Embermyst?
But we did it.
That is correct.
Oh, I'm sure she is not going to be happy. Leanna gapes at Amelia.
Well, we did make it through. And if we do reach Embermyst, then she would have delivered on her promise.
And we made it through and the first people to make it out. Zack nods at Amelia, who looks curiously at him. While deep in thought, it looks like she's reworking a previous analysis of him. Then she nods back. Leanna opens her mouth to argue, but stops.
I suppose it doesn't matter now that we're almost there.
This is true.
On that conclusion, let us continue.
Agreed. We trail behind Amelia, the Pongo blissfully hopping along as she navigates us out of the rest of the forest. Embermyst lies just beyond the edge of the forest, and soon we approach the heavy gates of the city. Not what I had in mind, but yet I'm not surprised by any of this. Two tanned men with leather armor and carved wooden staves inlaid with rough crystals stand guard. Their staves are crossed, and the light seems to shimmer as it catches the negative space between the staves. Is that some kind of magic?
Please state your business.
Oh, okay. Straight to the point. Got it.
As students from the Mage Academy, we seek an audience with Elder Isim.
Isim? They look us over, and I shift uncomfortably under their gaze. Their blank eyes seem to burrow deep into my soul. They close their eyes, and the red crystals inlaid in their staffs glow. The translucent glimmers increase. After a few minutes, they reopen their eyes and remain silent. What just happened? What did they do? I glance at Leanna, who looks back at me. I whisper, "Are they going to let us in?" She shakes her head uncertainly. Zack crosses his arms, but otherwise doesn't seem bothered by the situation. Amelia stands confidently and waits patiently. Of course she would. I guess things are going according to her plan? Just when I can no longer bear the silence, a figure steps out from behind the gates. He's an old, squirrely man with a set of glasses which slips down his hooked nose. He wears a faded and wrinkled open robe.
Elder Isim.
Of course.
Yes? Who is it?
The one they call Sylar.
I am Amelia Estelle from the Mage Academy, and these are my associates.
Yeah, okay.
The Mage Academy, you say?
Yes, sir. He adjusts the glasses on his nose and peers at Amelia.
Yes. Yes.
One by one, he peers at the rest of us. He barely glances at Zack, but looks at Leanna with interest when he recognizes her guild emblem. Finally, his gaze lingers on me, almost as if he's trying to place me, but can't.
Well, come on in then. No point in standing around.
So I guess that means we've officially made it to Embermyst now. The guards break away as he beckons us in, and the translucent shimmer disappears. After we pass through the gates, I look back right before the gates close and see the guards resume their original position. Elder Isim shuffles along the dirt path and leads us through the quaint village. The villagers tend to wear plain, loose-fitting tunics. Aside from the guards, most people don't carry weapons, although many of them do wear simple bracelets embedded with crystals. As soon as we arrive at the strangely architecturally stable clay hut, as we enter, I covertly touch the walls. What's a quaint little place? It reminds me of unglazed ceramic tiles. We settle down on wide cushions on the floor.
How were you able to find this place?
That is a good question.
Through you.
Explain.
Eh?
Amelia pulls out a worn tome. Where has she been keeping that this whole time?
My old research. I thought I'd lost this.
Maybe he left it in the library at the Mage Academy? As Elder Isim carefully turns the pages of the tome, Leanna clears her throat.
We were told you can help us.
By whom?
Professor Xavier.
Of course. Gotta fill him in on what's going on. Elder Isim lets out a loud laugh.
Xavier is a professor now. Good for him.
Wait. What do you mean by he's a professor now?
I've been out of touch with Haven God and Lumia for many years. I'm not sure how I can help.
Let's find out. Gotta fill him in on the story. Leanna fills him in on all that's happened so far. beginning with the spiked energy readings and ending with Professor Xavier's advice. She keeps the story simple and straight to the point, carefully eliminating the fact that I'm not from this world. Elder Isom listens thoughtfully, but grows more excited the longer Leanna talks.
The temporal rifts. It's been so long since I really researched them. I'm afraid I've been rather distracted.
By what?
Still, someone is here hoping to discuss these theories, and I'm more than happy to talk about them.
Fantastic, we have come to the right place. He claps his hand excitedly.
Where should we start?
From the beginning? That's not a good sound. As I'm about to answer, a deep rumble beneath the earth stops me. What was that?
Oh, just the volcano. Nothing to worry about.
Volcano? I trust you. That's what they said about Pompeii. Rip us. You know what? We gotta trust him. He's excited. He's gonna help us. Let's just trust him. Okay. Elder Isom's demeanor remains relaxed. If something bad were to happen, he wouldn't be acting this way. Right? I exchange glances with the rest of my group. Leanna looks perturbed, while Amelia and Zach both stay on alert. At least I'm not the only one who's uneasy.
There's no need to look so concerned. The volcano will not erupt. This is the first sign of activity it has shown in thousands of years.
But I'm concerned now that it's showing activity that it might possibly erupt. Isn't that concerning?
Perhaps if it were any other volcano, but this particular volcano is in the domain of the fire elemental who protects us all.
Oh, okay, that makes me feel slightly better.
This fire elemental of which you speak, are you referencing the ancients?
Go on.
Precisely.
Someone want to fill me in? Zach crosses his arms, clearly not believing any of this.
The ancients are only a story.
Of course, there's doubters. Who are the ancients?
They are the elements of Asaria. The magic which we have learned to manipulate are the gifts left behind from the ancients.
Okay.
That's how the legend goes.
So that's it? Nothing more?
You are mistaken. They are not a legend.
Leanna looks uncertain while Zach scowls.
You still believe in those stories?
So does Professor Isom, too.
I believe in the research, and Elder Isom has accumulated plenty of it.
Then where have the elementals been all this time?
Hiding from people like you. We all return our focus to the Elder.
I suppose I do have a few theories on that as well. But the elements are a lot trickier than temporal rifts.
Fair enough.
The story of the ancients is so old it predates our understanding of crystals and spheres. That's why most societies have forgotten about them and brushed them off as a legend.
Makes sense.
The people in this village, though, have not forgotten. When I arrived, I was purely focused on finding the fire temple for research purposes.
Were you successful?
But the longer I stayed, the more my focus strayed from the temporal rifts to the ancients themselves.
Why?
If you believe that the cause of those random energy spikes are the result of temporal rifts, perhaps that is the link to the return of the elementals to Asaria.
What do you mean? So what does that mean exactly? He shakes his head.
It's hard to say. We don't know why they left in the first place. My guess is that something was keeping them occupied in the spirit world. Perhaps whatever that is was set free by the rifts.
So is it bad that they're back here? I'm not really understanding here. Is it good or bad? It sounds like it's good. But at the same time, them being gone seemed good and nothing bad happened? I'm not sure. Amelia hangs on to Elder Isom's every word. Leanna absentmindedly fiddles with her manipulator, deep in thought. Only Zach seems skeptical of this conversation. This sounds really complicated, not something that can be solved in a few hours. We need to get back on track. How do I get home? To get back to the original topic on hand, Elder Isom nods.
Ah, the temporal rifts, yes.
How would one go about creating a rift?
Well, That will be difficult. You'll need an incredible amount of energy, more than any one human can create. The only places with that much concentration of energy is in the temples of the elementals.
So aren't we by one? Let's check it out. You said that there was one in the village.
Yes, the fire temple is here in Embermyst.
Let's go check it out. Great! My body grows warm as hope floods through my veins. This is good. I finally have a way home.
To be more precise, it's on the outskirts of the village, built on the side of the volcano, but it's not a far walk.
Why aren't we going then?
Then that's where we need to go.
Thank you. Leanna pushes herself to her feet, and the rest of us do the same. As Elder Isom rises, his face falls.
Leaving so soon? I was hoping we'd have a longer chance to chat. I have so many questions about Illumia and the Academy. As you can imagine, one does not get a lot of news of the outside world here.
How long have you been here, though, is the big question. Perhaps upon our return.
Yes, of course. Well, you best be on your way then.
Let's go.
Elder Isom, it was truly an honor to meet you.
What are you doing? What's the way you're standing there? Amelia's cheeks flush as Elder Isom grins. She must really respect him. In that moment, I realize just how small and dainty she looks. I sometimes forget how young she is compared to the rest of us. We all say our goodbyes, then exit the hut. Once outside, we scan the horizon, trying to orient ourselves towards the volcano.
Excuse me.
Cara Noir. Who are you? You're actually a person. I whirl around and come face to face with a woman wearing just enough fabric to cover her essentials and nothing more. Her long brown hair is tied up in a ponytail, which falls down her neck and frames her very ample chest. Don't look at her boobs, don't look at her boobs, don't look at her boobs. The plot thickens. Who are you? Well, let's see. Don't look at her boobs, don't look at her boobs, don't look at her boobs. Who are you? Before I have the chance to speak, Zach asks the question on everyone's mind.
Who are you?
Angry face. Zach steps in front of Amelia, who frowns and steps away. I guess he's taking this bodyguarding business really seriously. He is getting paid for it. Leanna hands herself stiffly, ready to move if necessary. The woman salutes.
Cara Noir, treasure hunter extraordinaire.
Zach narrows his eyes.
What do you want with us?
Well, I couldn't help but overhear that you're interested in the fire temple.
You were spying.
How did you hear us when we were inside?
She taps her nose knowingly.
I have very sensitive hearing.
You were eavesdropping. Got it.
I fail to understand how our interests are of relevance to you.
Me too.
I was just getting to that.
I'm sure you were.
You see, I've come to offer an extension of friendship.
To strangers. Why? Both Leanna and Zach raise an eyebrow. Me too.
Or at least an extension of mutual benefit.
That's more likely. Okay.
It's true that the villagers maintain the fire temple, but from what I've discovered, they are unaware of the temple's secret passage.
Go on.
If you're interested in the energy of the temple, I can guarantee that's where you'll find it.
Of course you are.
If the villagers don't know about the secret passage, how did you find it?
Leanna with the big questions.
It's all a part of the treasure hunting gig. You have to be looking for it to find it.
That doesn't make any sense. Kara winks and gives us a thumbs up. What are you doing?
The best part is that I've already disarmed or made a note of most of the traps in there.
I don't believe you. There are traps in this temple?
The temples are a sanctuary for the elementals, but any place that is easily accessible is sure to attract all types. There are measures set in place to protect the spirit from those who wish to harm it.
That makes way too much sense.
Like I said, I've disarmed most of the traps, but not all. There is one magical barrier at the end of the tunnel which I've not yet been able to pass.
Oh, treasure hunter can't disable barriers.
I don't have magic, but you do.
Aha, there it is. She gestures to Leanna and Amelia.
If you can magic that barrier away, then that's at least one step closer to finding your energy.
Zack crosses his arms and glares at Kara.
How does that benefit you?
Yeah, that's the big question now. She grins.
All I'm interested in are the artifacts and relics. From the sounds of it, you guys are more interested in something else, hence mutually beneficial.
I don't think you want to touch those relics, though.
So, what do you think?
I look at the rest of my group. Wordlessly, we huddle closer together and whisper. I don't trust her. There's plenty of reasons for her to join. Does it really matter? Well, I'm not sure we can trust her just yet. While there are reasons for her to join, does it really matter? I don't trust her, though. Everyone else seems to share my opinion. I don't trust her. I don't know. I don't know if we can trust her. I mean, she conveniently overheard our conversation.
Like I said, I happen to have very keen hearing.
Shut up and stop doing that. I glance sharply at her and she winks at me.
I must concede that I am impressed by her resourcefulness. It is plainly evident that she is not a native to Embermyst, which means she somehow discerned the location on her own.
True. That is a really good point. Leanna looks thoughtful.
As a treasure hunter, her tracking skills could come in handy in the future.
But can we trust her? We all stare at Zack. He shrugs, of course.
Do what you want.
That sounds like a yes to me. Zack doesn't respond. He just fixes his steely gaze on me.
So, does this mean we're agreed to join up with Kara?
I guess so. We all nod.
Hi.
You don't get a say in this, traitor. The Pongo sits in the middle of our circle and blinks happily. Where do you even go when you're hiding?
Hoi boy.
I don't know what that means.
Let's go tell Kara.
I'm sure she heard. We turn around, and Kara stands right behind Leanna. Her face only inches away. Leanna lets out a startled gasp. Jeez, what is she, some kind of ninja? Kara rubs her hands excitedly.
All right, this will be fun.
It'll be something, all right, that's for sure.
Wait, we didn't give you our answer yet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, wait for us to actually say it. She steps back and gestures for Leanna to continue. Leanna speaks awkwardly. I guess she feels a little silly saying what Kara somehow already knows.
Well, we decided to take you up on your offer.
Kara nods.
Excellent. Since we're going to be working together, first things first. You all know my name, but I don't know yours.
You don't need to know it. That's on a need-to-know basis.
I'm Leanna.
Mage-Knight from the guild?
She nods.
I am Amelia Estelle, a mage caster from the Mage Academy.
Kara blinks.
A student to become a mage caster? But you look just like a teenager.
That's because she is. Amelia cocks her head to the side.
It is natural that my physical appearance would represent my age.
She looks at Amelia with respect.
That is pretty impressive.
It really is, though. Gotta be honest here.
Who's next?
She looks at Zack.
Zack.
One-word answers. She chuckles.
Very clearly a mercenary.
You got it. I thought the same way. And I'm Sylar. Her green eyes study me. And although she's very clearly examining me, I don't feel uncomfortable under her stare. Boobs.
Now that that's out of the way.
Boy, boy.
And then Pongo. Kara steps back and views the Pongo by my feet.
You have a bongo! How cute!
Back off, you don't get ideas. You already went to Amelia, come on. She reaches down and pats him on the head. He beams at her touch.
And what's your name?
Boy.
We just call him Pongo. She glances at the rest of us, but none of us make a move to answer.
Oh, is he not a part of your group?
No, he is.
He is. Sort of.
And you haven't named him yet?
We just call him Pongo. Leanna and I shuffle uncomfortably. Zach remains unchanged while Amelia frowns.
A pongo is a wild creature.
Kara straightens and pats Amelia on the head, much to her dismay.
If you say so. Okay, are we ready to get going?
I think so. We murmur our assent, and then Kara leads the way out of the city, and we're going to see how the Fire Temple goes next time. I'm going to end the episode here. Our group continues to grow. Not sure how I feel about this new one, but we shall see. As always, if you did enjoy the video, let me know by leaving a like down below or leaving a comment. If you're new to the channel, unleash your power by hitting the subscribe button down below today as well, and I will see all you heroes in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.